The question of Zhuo Fan's identity still hangs over the forest when his return command escalates the confrontation. Flames appear near him, and a close view reveals red eyes. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, the 9 Serenity's demons belong to me. The young miss cries out as brilliant energy flares around her and the array surges beyond control. Demon transformation art, tears through the upheaval. Jagged green-edged shapes stretch across the scene, surrounding Zhuo Fan's marked formation. Within that circle he reaches the 7th layer, then the 8th, the 9th follows and rises to its peak, leaving Zhuo Fan laughing amid the violent light. Zhuo Fan's laughter continues as he declares that the magic power born from wrath is almost completely expended. Breakthroughs like this, he realizes, will become even more valuable in the future. A golden column surges above the forest, then descends into an explosion that hurls fragments across the ground. Smoke rolls through the aftermath before Zhuo Fan emerges and announces, "Qi Condensation." The breakthrough has greatly expanded his meridians, and his stored yuan qi is now 3 times that of an average qi condensation expert. He raises his bandaged hand and drives it through a forceful motion. A blue streak flashes, and sunlight settles between the trees after the burst of speed. With his cultivation advanced, Zhuo Fan turns toward honing his martial arts, but his name rings through the forest before he can begin. The young miss and her companions are waiting, and questions follow. Where has he been? Why did the array lose control? And why has the fog disappeared? Zhuo Fan suggests that insufficient spirit stones may have left imperfections in the array and caused the malfunction. He then reports that he went to determine whether Steward's son and the others had died. None of them escaped. The news startles the young miss, while tension settles between Zhuo Fan and Captain Peng. Captain Peng breaks the tension by kneeling. He admits that he acted rashly because he did not know Zhuo Fan was among the enemy and accepts whatever punishment follows. Even if you ask for my head, I will not resist. Such loyalty earns Zhuo Fan's respect. He reflects that if Zhao Cheng had shown even half of Captain Peng's devotion, Zhuo Fan himself would not be in his present situation. Even so, he refuses undue deference. Captain Peng remains the captain, while Zhuo Fan remains a servant of the Luo Clan. Zhuo Fan credits the young Mrs. Array with enabling them to annihilate Steward's son and the others. Surprised that she understands arrays, Captain Peng asks her directly, and she confirms it. Captain Peng celebrates. With the young miss able to use arrays and Zhuo Fan displaying such strength, he declares that the Luo Clan's restoration is finally within reach. Zhuo Fan asks what the young miss plans to do now that Steward's son is gone. Captain Peng explains that they originally intended to seek refuge at Cai Manor, where the young miss's betrothed, young Master Cai, lives. The Cai Clan is the largest family in Windgaze City. Zhuo Fan concludes that bringing the Luo siblings there should allow the Luo servant who devoted his life to protecting the eldest miss to rest in peace. Fulfilling that obligation may also free Zhuo Fan from his heart demon. He decides that they will go to the Cai Clan. Zhuo Fan leaves with a promise that he will return, while elsewhere a darker plan continues in a torch-lit hall. An attendant kneels before a man seated near the raised platform and reports that Steward's son sent a letter claiming the martial artists would arrive soon. The man dismisses the attendant, rises, and passes through the curtained interior to an elderly master lying in bed. He takes the old man's hand and tells him to relax because an old friend is already waiting on the other side. Then the promise turns cold. Once I get my hands on the returning dragon palm, I will reunite you with your old friend. His laughter fills the room. 5 days later, the survivors reach Windgaze City. The young miss draws Yunhai's attention ahead, while Captain Peng turns to Zhuo Fan with growing familiarity, calling him Brother Zhuo and asking whether he has visited the city before. Zhuo Fan is unimpressed. To him, Windgaze City is no different from a small village. Zhuo Fan asks whether they have finally reached the Cai Clan, but entry will not be immediate. The young miss explains that she and Yunhai must visit the manor first and return for the others, since they have come seeking the clan's help. Zhuo Fan calls the arrangement troublesome, though Captain Peng reminds him that arriving without observing the proper manners would be disrespectful. The others can rest at an inn. Since their hosts will not be there for a while, Zhuo Fan decides to look around the city instead. Yunhai objects, calling him a slave and boasting that Windgaze City belongs to his future brother-in-law. Yunhai promises to deal properly with Zhuo Fan when the time comes. Zhuo Fan answers with an immediate reversal. There is no need to wait. I will take care of you now. He kicks Yunhai away. Captain Peng rebukes him for being so mean to a child, but Zhuo Fan insists that Yunhai deserved it. He tells them to hurry along and says they can drive him out if they still dislike his presence after settling down. Captain Peng calls after him, reminding Zhuo Fan that Yunhai is their young master and demanding to know how he could kick him. The young miss hesitates but remains silent as Zhuo Fan walks away. Still irritated, Zhuo Fan walks through the city until a display of black jade catches his attention. One look is enough for him to call the piece fake. The seller challenges how anyone could judge it merely by looking, insists that it is the purest black jade, and claims that crafting it was extremely difficult. At the public gathering, a woman admits that she knows little about black jade, but she has seen the genuine material and calmly declares that the displayed piece is false. The seller ridicules her claim, rejects her offer to appraise the jade, and orders her to leave. Zhuo Fan then raises the stakes. I have a way to prove the jade is fake.